Okay, so where is it? No, no, here it is. So, hello everyone and welcome back to the shop. Today I would like to talk about the audio equipment that I'm using and possibly solve the issues which I'm currently facing. First audio equipment, the first microphone I purchased when I started recording this video was this Zoom H1 handy recorder, which says on the bezel here. It is a reasonably good microphone. It is a standalone microphone, so you can use it for recording sounds, which I previously wanted to. It acts as an analog microphone, so you can patch it directly to your camera, and you can use it also as a digital microphone, so you can connect it to your computer and use it for Zoom calls and whatnot. There are two problems which I had with this device. The first one being the settings. Each time I powered this device on, I had to set the settings for the frequency and for the gains and everything. And when I powered off this device, the information was lost. The other problem I had is the mounting option. I wanted to mount it like this on the camera, and there is a 1/4-inch tripod screw or nut. So I got this plate which can slide into the hot shoe, but the nut is plastic and it didn't last long, and I just tore it apart. So I tried to fix this with some epoxy, but that didn't last long. So the hassle which I had with this microphone was too much. So the second microphone I bought is the Røde video mic. This is a shotgun type of microphone. It can be mounted directly onto the camera like this and directly connect it, and you are good to go. It has these plastic shock absorbers, it has this foam windshield, and it works relatively okay. The problem is the combination with this camera. This is a Nikon D5200. It is almost 10 years old camera, and the problem is that the signal strength of the microphone is not suitable for this camera. So I had to bump up the signal quite a lot in the camera settings, and this camera and many other cameras has quite bad microphone preamplifiers. So in order to gain the sound, you have to gain also the noise. So whenever I was shooting some quiet scene and I had to bring the signal up, then a lot of noise, a lot of hissing appeared in the recording. So I was using this for maybe 10 videos, and then I got fed up with it and I thought, okay, I can do better. And I again opted for a Røde microphone, and it is this Røde NT1. It is a studio microphone, so it comes up with this stand. You can screw the microphone in, and you can put it on a dedicated tripod. This microphone is excellent. They made this in the same configuration for I think 20 years or something. Because of the O, I thought it is made in Sweden, but they are made in Australia. It's a studio microphone, so it is meant to be put on some tripod or some boom arm. You can put a pop filter in front of it, so it will catch the plosives, the P's and the B's. And the sound is very clear. The best thing about this microphone is that the signal to noise ratio is very, very low. It is a condenser type microphone. It has this large diaphragm. It's 1 inch, 25 millimeters. The problem with this microphone is that it's a condenser type. That means you need a dedicated preamplifier between the microphone and the camera. So when I bought the microphone, I opted for a kit with a dedicated preamplifier from Røde. This is Røde AI1, it's this box below, which is just jerry-rigged to this power bank. It has one input for one microphone. You can set the gain and the volume. You can listen directly to it without any delays. And you can have the analog output, which can go directly into the camera. And again, you have a digital output, which you can use the microphone directly with your computer for some Zoom calls or podcasting and so on. The problem with the preamplifier is that it needs power, so it needs the 5-volt USB-C power supply. So that's the reason why I jerry-rigged this with a power bank, and I'm hanging this on the tripod, so I don't have any cables lying on the ground. So that's the current setup, or that was the current setup up until like 2 videos ago, where I started to do this talkie-talkie stuff. And the problem with this microphone in this environment is that it catches a lot of booming echo in this environment. So I cannot do the talking with the microphone being like 2 meters apart from me, and I cannot do recording properly with the microphone like 10 centimeters from my face. So I was looking for a solution for some wireless lavalier mic, and again I opted for a Røde, and I bought this Røde Wireless Go 2, which is a set of a transmitter. That's the thing which is on my t-shirt. It catches the sound, wirelessly transmits to this receiver, and the receiver is connected directly to the camera or to the phone, which I am currently recording on. I'm quite satisfied with this microphone. The level of recording is very high, so it goes very well with the camera. And there's a lot of goodies in this setup, because the transmitter can record up to, I think, 8 hours on its own. So if I forgot to connect the receiver to the camera or turn the receiver on, I still can get the sound from the transmitter. It will last for 7 hours, I think, with the batteries, and you can charge it with the USB-C. The problem with this setup is that when I'm talking, I want the sound to be recorded by this lavalier mic. But when I'm doing the work and I'm silent, I want to catch the sound of the work. So I would like to use this microphone instead. Right now I'm manually switching the cables. I have both of the microphones on, and I'm just switching the cable to the camera between the wireless and this NT1. This works, sort of, but I would like to do something more compact and something which can be done automatically. So the idea is to have the camera and this microphone on one tripod, because right now I'm using 2 tripods, one for the camera and second for the microphone. It worked well for me because sometimes I want to put the microphone as close to the work as possible when I'm doing some quiet job like painting or scribing pencil lines. And sometimes I need the microphone to be far away when I'm doing something more noisy, like using circle saws, cutting metal or something like this. But having 2 tripods in a space like this is, well, it's quite complicated. So I would like to have the microphone and the camera on one tripod, preferably together with this Frankenstein looking thing, and also to deal with the cabling. This is the cable which goes from the preamplifier to the camera, and this is the cable which goes from the microphone to the preamplifier. This is 6 meters long, it's like 20 feet, and also this one is quite long. So I know that if everything will be on one tripod, I can make this much smaller to shorten the cables and do some special cabling to combine the sound from the wireless microphone and from the preamplifier and this microphone. So let's do this, and the first thing is to solve the mechanical side of things. My idea is to have this piece of metal and connect the camera and the microphone to it somehow. So for mounting the camera, I would like to use the 1/4 inch tripod screw. So I just need to find the position where the camera should be, and I definitely need to access the battery door. So I think this is the place to. This is the far place I can go with. Yeah, that looks good. And I need to transfer the hole somewhere around here. So the camera will be in this position, and then I need to mount somehow the microphone. And I don't think I will be using this this studio mount, and I will mount the microphone directly. Yeah, something like this. This is the front. But I definitely need to see the LCD display. So this is probably as far as I can go. Okay. So I can cut this part off, I don't need this, and I need to drill a hole for the microphone. Yeah, doesn't look too bad. And from the bottom of this metal, I will mount this tripod plate so I can quickly clamp it to the tripod. Yeah, so let's mark all of this. So the total length is 21 centimeters, and I think I will put the tripod plate a little bit closer to the camera. The camera is definitely heavier, not much, but heavier. So let's move this a little bit here. Okay. So this goes off. I would like to add some round overs on these edges so they are not that sharp. And I need one hole, another hole, and another hole. Okay. So I need a 20mm hole, so I will use this step drill bit, and I usually, okay, let's put it down there for a sec. I will usually mark the step I need to achieve, like with this yellow marker, because that's the only thing I can see when I'm drilling. Look at that. Okay, is this enough? I think that's enough. The problem is with this thread. The thread outer diameter is 20 millimeters, so I originally thought that this is a M20 screw, and I bought this large M20 nut. But I quickly realized that the threading on this one is much finer than on the M20 nut. I think I can probably buy the M20 nut with this threading, but the same nut is on the holder, on the stand. So I think I'll try to fish it out of this. I can see some spring wire maybe that holds these two parts together. There is probably a half groove on the nut and a half groove in the casing, and the wire is in the groove fixing them together. I don't think I will be able to pull out the wire. Maybe it's not even meant to be pulled out. Maybe it's a press fit. Yeah. Okay, I'll try to press it out. Okay, that's probably enough. Yeah, the nut is still moving, but this is supported, so I just need to bump this out. And I need something which is large enough to cover the nut, but small enough so it can fall through the hole while I'm punching this. Maybe some screw. Nope. Nope. How about this one? Perfect. That's it. That's it. So, yeah. Okay. Okay. Goodbye warranty. There it goes. Yeah. Goodbye warranty. It's not enough. There's not enough thread, so I cannot engage the nut. But if I will be able to do this, and this is, yeah, that will work. So I need to make the hole even bigger, and this is the diameter, so we're talking about 25 millimeters. So let's make it 20, make this 26. And now to the conclusion. Yeah, that fits nicely. Come on. Come on. Haha, yes, that's it. Okay, so microphone done, camera done, and now I need to attach this tripod plate. I need to replace the 1/4 inch screw with some metric part. Oh, okay, that goes like this. Okay. Yeah, screw goes like this. And let's find some replacement screw. I think M5 would be suitable. Yeah. I think this one is too small, and this one is too big, so maybe put some washer underneath this. Washer, washer, washer. Okay, if I would be washer, where would I hide? Ah, here it is. Okay. Excellent, excellent. So this one is M5, is this correct? Oh, M6. M6 in here, and M6 I need, M4, 5mm drill bit. Okay. And 5 here. Yes, that works. Okay, I'll knock these edges or these corners off just to make it more safer. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'll knock the grease out with isopropyl alcohol. So this one is for the microphone. Can I use the screw from the tripod? Ah, no, it's too long. I don't think... No. I don't think I have one here. I have to get one. Okay. But that shouldn't stop me from trying. I think I will put some washers or maybe some larger nut. Okay, this is the reason why God invented washers. So on the seventh day, when everybody thought that God was resting, he was inventing washers. Look at that. Haha, beautiful. Yes. Yes. Okay. Sufficient. Completely sufficient. So now that I have the mechanical part of the project done, I will focus on the cabling. And the cables are all about connectors, which are called phone jacks. And they come in different sizes and different flavors. So let's take a look at them. So the first thing to notice is the size. The larger one has diameter of 6.3 millimeters and the smaller one has diameter of 3.5 millimeters. There is also a smaller version of this, it's 2.5 millimeters, but I haven't seen this to be used in a while. The second thing to notice is the number of contacts. The contact is one of these metal parts. And the one here is called tip and the one at the bottom is called sleeve. This one has one contact between the tip and sleeve, and this one is called ring. And there is also a version with 2 rings. And the connector is named after the contacts it has. So this one has tip and sleeve, so it's called TS. This one has tip, ring and sleeve, so it's called TRS. And the one with 2 rings is called TRRS. Another minor thing to notice is the color. For example, this one is gold plated, is slightly yellow. Here I have the version which is just tin plated or chrome plated maybe. And I also find a combination with the golden tip and the regular sleeve. So the goal of this project is to make a cable which will allow me to connect the Røde Wireless Go to the camera and the Røde AI1 to the camera as well. The camera has a 3.5mm TRS input. This Røde Wireless has the same connector, 3.5mm TRS, and this has 6.3mm TS connector. So I bought the cable, or more precisely the wire without any connector. I bought a bunch of connectors, so let's make the custom cable for this setup. Okay, so these are all the parts of the connector. Here are the soldering points for the cable, and here are some just mounting options or maybe some spacers for the cable. So the cable will go through this sleeve, this spacer to here, and then it will be closed by this part. The cable is shielded. That means there are two conductors, one as the core and the other one as sort of a shielding around the core. So I will clip the first insulation. Here is the shielding part. I will move it sideways and twist it so it doesn't run away. Okay, and this is the core, which I will again strip a little bit more like this. And now I need to solder this onto the points. I will heat up the soldering iron to about 250 degrees Celsius. Clean the tip. And I will apply a little bit of the solder and the flux. And I will do this to both of these stranded wires. And clean the tip. When you do something like this, putting a connector on a cable, make sure that all the parts which belong on the connector before the soldering are on, because once you solder them and realize that you have missed some sleeve or some spacer like this, you can the only thing you can do is just to unsolder or cut the cable and start all over. It happened to me many times. Okay, before soldering the cables on the solder pads, we need to pre-solder it so it accepts the solder faster and better. It will require a lot of flux and maybe bump up the temperature a little bit, because it needs to preheat. Oh no, it's good. It's good. Preheating a chunk of metal is more difficult than preheating the copper wire. Okay, I need some third hand. And now I can solder the wire on. Let it melt and fully accept the wire. This one is too long. Okay, just move it a little bit inward so it doesn't touch anything else. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So the AI1 connector is done, and now I will do the camera side, and that will define the length or the final length of the cable. So here we have the tripod in its glory, and the AI1 will be connected or will be hanging somewhere around here. So I will need cable that will go from here to here, but sometimes I'm using this extension functionality to get even higher. So I will need from there to approximately there. So this connector is the most difficult one, and it is actually for the first time I'm working with this one, because I purchased a angle connector that goes 90 degrees, so the cable nicely folds alongside the camera and it doesn't go in the view of the LCD. So this obviously goes here. Yeah, but I need to... Okay, so this is isolation sleeve. This goes over here. This goes over here, and now I have to tighten this. Okay. Slightly wibble wobbles, but that's okay. And this is the strain relief. Okay, that's a nice connector. The problem is that it accepts one of this cable, but I need to put two of these. That's gonna be a problem. So I will twist each of the shield individually, but then I will twist the shields together, because I need to work with the common ground of both of these. And I think I can dial the insulation down a little bit, and maybe it will be better to do it in the junction line, so I don't have to, so I will not compromise the side of it. So after a few more tries, I cannot get this connector on this cable. Okay, so I found another angle connector, which will be better for the camera. Let's take a look at it. Okay, it's plastic housing. I can already see some gap here, so the quality is really subpar. And okay, here's some rubber O-ring which holds the housing together. The plastic housing is very, very cheap. It holds the two parts with this thin plastic hinge. If this will break off, I can throw the connector out. And there's nothing special about here. And you put it in like this and close it. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the other one. This looks like something a 50 Cent would wear on his neck on Emmys. It's all gold plated. Well, not gold plated, but at least I hope this is gold plated. This is something. Okay. Yes, again, nothing special. This is nice. Some plastic sleeve that will insulate the connectors, the exposed pads from the rest of the housing. That's nice. Okay, this is also nice. This is spring, and it acts like a strain relief. So it helps straightening the cable so it doesn't bend on a sharp corner and breaking. So that's nice. But the biggest question is, will I be able to get the cable in? Okay, like this, no problem. But I think this strain relief, oh no, no way. Yeah, it's much thicker than the cable, than the strain relief will allow me to put through. Okay, so I think I will settle with this connector, like this. And or sometimes you cannot get the perfect solution and you just opt for the least sucky one. And that's this one. Let's solder it. So I'm switching to a continuity test, and this sleeve should go to this sleeve, and this tip should go to either one. It goes to here, and the other one, the other side of the cable, will go to the tip. It doesn't matter if it will be tip or ring, that means the channels will be just switched, and I still will be using or choosing the right channel in the video editing software. So let's apply the second connector. Alright, so I switched to the internal microphone of my phone, and now I need to get this together. Okay, like this. The wireless goes up here, that goes here. And all I need to do is to tape this together and hang it here. Okay. I think this is it. Okay, let's switch to this. All right, so now I have the whole system finished and it looks like this. So I have the metal mounting plate, the camera is mounted on it, the microphone is mounted on it. The cables go down here. This is the Frankenstein's monster, the Røde AI1 with the power bank. And up here I have the Røde Wireless Go 2. That cable goes to this golden one, and I hope it works flawlessly. I can see that both channels, let's see, can you see this? Yes, there is the channel indicator, so both of the channel indicators say right about same amount of level, and one channel goes from this microphone and the other one goes from here. So let's try this on some setup. So this is a test setup where I'm recording my sound both with the lavalier microphone and the big studio microphone. Currently you hear me talking through this lavalier microphone, and it's a very good thing because I don't have to care about where the big microphone is, where the camera is, and it still records the sound the same way. The problem with this microphone is the quality. I will switch to the external microphone, and now you can hear that this sound has much more body to it because the microphone can record much wider range of frequency with even a bigger quality. The problem is that recording in this environment means there is a lot of booming echo. So in the post-production I will be switching the sound from the lavalier mic and the external microphone depending on the situation. When I will be talking like this, I will record the sound mostly from the lavalier mic. But when I will do some close-up work, let's take a look. So I will drill some hole and I will be switching the sound from both of the microphones so you can tell the difference. So I hope you notice the difference in the sound and thus make this episode at least some sense to you. I will be using this setup for a few weeks and then I will do some report on what works, what doesn't work, what would I change and so on. And I will do this report probably for my Patreon page. So thank you all of my Patreons, you guys are awesome. And thank you all of my viewers for taking time to watch my episodes and watch me building stuff in this little space. So thank you, and hopefully see you next time. Bye.